If your trucking company is not profitable today, even on a bad market, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can change it really fast. I will show you the article that explains all the expenses that you have and how can you from tomorrow switch and basically make more money from the same amount of trucks. Hi, my name is Samir. I run Elysium Enterprise. We are marketing and consulting agency for trucking companies with 30 and plus trucks, and we help them present a better brand for their company. On top of that, of course, generate leads, drivers, and the most important thing, what we do and what we help all trucking companies that we work with, how to keep the good drivers with themselves. So let's dive into it and let's fix this problem right away. As you can see, we have a FreightWaves article for 2021, and as everybody knows, everything got way more expensive from 2021 before the big boom and the big crash of trucking industry. So it says here that on March 13, 2021, the cost per driver by FreightWaves was from $6,000 to $12,000. So they say that average cost per hire, so if you bring one driver and switch to a new one, cost approximately $9,000 every time you switch the driver. Your cost per hire is not $300, $400 that you calculate only for leads. By national average is around $9,000. Sometimes you can go from $15,000 to $20,000, depends on how specific your niche is and how specific drivers you are searching for. So they gave here amazing example, what's the breakdown of the money and your gross that you need to make just to keep up with hiring drivers for your company that doesn't involve equipment and everything else, all the operational costs that you need. And on top of that, after this, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do simple things that will increase the likelihood of drivers staying with not a lot implementation. And the most important thing, you don't need to hire some additional person. You can do this with your own. So let's say company A has 100 drivers that have 80% turnover rate. We are hiring 80 new drivers each year. So that means the drivers are staying long time. With this rate and this cost, every year we'll be spending $720,000 to hire drivers. So cost of getting 80 drivers is $720,000 if you have the average type of driver. We are not talking about they are RGN, we are not talking about 3+ years of experience, we are not talking about tank endorsements and everything else. We are just talking about regular drive-in drivers, maybe reefer, but that's it. This is an average. If our company has an operating ratio of 95%, that's high, gross margin profit of 5%, that's something about right, we would need to generate $4.4 million in gross a year to service that annual expense of $720,000. That means that you need to make more than $1.4 million in gross just to maintain the drivers inside of your company. Just tell me if that is worth for you. If this you want to do only for hiring drivers and you want to spend all of your money not investing, not expanding your operation, this is only thing that you need to consider. If your drivers are staying for less than 6 to 8 months, and in this case that's it, you now see how much does it really cost. It's not $500, it's not $1,000, it's $9,000 per truck. So $720,000 cash is going out of your pocket, but it's hidden, and that's the reason you don't see it. It's hidden in all other expenses like truck payment, insurance, marketing costs, leads, softwares to use for that, recruiters, PSP, MVR, all the other expenses. If you're paying for ticketing, if you're paying for hotels, if you're paying for truck test and everything else, all of these small fees that you don't see in every day like a big chunk of money, it's eating your payments. Yard, fixing the truck, changing, doing PM service every time and switching something with the driver left. I don't want to consider even if the driver left the company and then leave the truck in his home 2,000 miles out of your office. You need to send somebody, etc., etc. So what can we do with same amount of drivers with trucking company of 100 trucks to switch from this to company that's making money, to company who's profitable, and company can grow and invest in their equipment, their service, their marketing, and everything else. The easiest way how we can do it and make the company profitable is by reducing your turnover by half each year. We would save $330,000. This would reduce the revenue needed to support this expense of $7.2 million. That means that for you, if your drivers are staying more time. If you reduce your retention by half, you would need $7.2 million less every year to obtain the same amount of drivers. So everything on top of that, it's profit. It's profit for you, profit for company. It's not pressure for dispatch. And now you see when the average trucking company of 100 trucks that we have here, this how big the problem is. 7.2 million comparing to $14.4 million. So would you rather invest in keeping the drivers that you hire? Then it's easier for you to generate $7.2 million annually. That's more than $500,000 in gross pressure for your dispatch just by cutting your retention in half. And be sure to focus on recruiting a higher quality driver. It's not to reduce the cost of hiring. So our goal is not to get the cheapest lead ever. So as you can see here, we have from 80% to 40% turnover. That's still a good turnover. It saves $360,000 cash per year for the average company of 100 trucks. So just imagine you have 300 trucks, that's $1 million that you can invest in buying your new equipment. You can invest in buying new trailers, you can invest in marketing, you can invest in expanding, in buying. If you have a company of 300 trucks, you can every year for $1 million buy whatever you want. So if you get your turnover from 80 to 40%, that will save a company of 80 trucks. So if your turnover 80 trucks, that saves you $360,000 each year. If you flip 240 drivers, that's $1 million in cash that you will spend and invest. Not only spend and invest in money, but also in time. You'll put pressure on your dispatch, you'll put the pressure on your safety, so you'll not be able to invest. How much more clients and how easier you would live in your company will go if you have $1 million on disposal just by utilizing the best your drivers that you already spent time to hire, you didn't spend time to keep. So the easiest way, what there is a companies and services that do retention for trucking companies. It's not something that we do because we go to every company really thoroughly and we do custom plans and solutions for every company. But some trucking companies, some referral and retention companies are offering the service that you can basically hire them to call the driver and have interview with them. So they have entry, interview with them. They call them after 30 days. You're basically calling your driver and telling you what are they most complain for, and then what's their biggest issue and problem, why they want to leave the company. So if you have on paper that maybe dispatch named John is pushing the drivers too much, or maybe that your checks are late and stuff like that, you usually have a company don't know about the issues that they have in processing the payments for the drivers. That's most of two reasons. Dispatch is bad, okay, the loads can also be the thing, but also money and customer service between dispatch and driver is the crucial thing. So they call them after 30, 60, 90 days till the moment they exit the company, and from the moment they exit the company, they do exit interview. Exit interview is the crucial interview because you need to know why the drivers left your company. You cannot blame all to the drivers. Oh, all drivers are bad, la la la. The crucial thing is for you to have exit interview. And after 30 days, on top of that, what they do, they call the driver and see how are they in the company that they went to. Maybe the problem is with them. Sometimes drivers leave the company and they want to come back, but it's stupid for them to call. So after 30 days from exit, you can call and be like, okay, what's going on? How are you satisfied? What's going on? Can we maybe resolve the problem? And we would like you back, of course, the drivers that you would like to get back. Can we do something? So this can be, again, referred driver, so you can start the whole cycle again. The referral companies are charging thousands of dollars for you to have this type of service. The easiest way will be for you to use somebody in recruiting or set up your recruiter to have this type of a day for drivers to reach out to them, or by my opinion, the best way will be to have somebody outside of the office, some remote worker that will do kind of a part-time job that will basically do all of this for you, because you will have then all the information that you need. So they will call the drivers after they are hired to go and explain them everything, how it's going, when they will expect the checks, how much they can receive, and etc., etc. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. But the most important thing, this is a hack. You don't need to call the drivers 30 days. You need to call them before. This is the crucial thing. So not 30 days, you need to call them after 14 days or before first check or after the first check, because as all of you know, most of the drivers are not leaving today for today. They need 2 weeks to set up. So if you're losing driver, let's say every 60 days, that means that you're basically losing them every 45th day. Something happens in the 45th day, so they decide, I don't want to work in this company anymore. So you need to see before the first check what's going on, to explain them, okay, this is how much you will get, this is because of this, and then you pre-qualify the drivers. That's what we are preaching for. So before the first check, they need to call them and say, okay, what's going on, what can we do, how can we help you to make you more money, etc., etc. And then if the drivers are not qualified for the company, return them to the base so they can leave the truck there, so we can decrease the number and cost per hire, or actually per leaving the driver. But on top of that, it doesn't matter whatever drivers are saying, you need to have the written exit interview from all of them, and you will see if you hire 50 drivers, majority of them will have the same problem. You fix that problem, you will get to this 40 to 80%. And the most important thing, you don't need to hire me, you don't need to hire retention manager officer. This is really simple job that can somebody who is already on payroll with you. Of course, if you don't have time or you don't know how to do it correctly and you don't have somebody of, let's say, trust that you want to resolve this issue, you can reach out to us completely, it's okay. But right now, this is something you can utilize. Try it with yourself. If you don't know how to reduce or basically increase your retention and reduce the number of drivers leaving your company, call us. So I hope this video give you a ton of value. Hopefully you will fix this problem and be the most prosperous trucking company that you can. And of course, if you like this video, subscribe and share, because this will be the immense amount of support for us and for what we are doing. Because right now we are the small channel, but soon we're gonna be the big channel, and this is right now we need your help. So see you soon and enjoy our content. Bye.